going on, everyone? Trav and J Outdoors. So this is kind of an impromptu video, but what made me think of it was this is actually a very important concept, especially if you own a camper. Alright, so in our area they're kind of calling for a somewhat of a winter storm coming. We're kind of like right on the border here where we're at, but it's still a significant possibility to get a lot of like freezing rain, sleet, a little bit of snow too. And I heard all of this and it was kind of increasing. They're thinking it might get a little bit worse, so this is the day before it's supposed to hit, and it had me thinking of where I parked my camper when I brought it back from our camping trip. So instead of my usual spot, I pushed it back a little bit further than what I normally do, just to give me more room to maneuver the truck and stuff in there. What I didn't think about was that the fact I parked it under a bunch of tree limbs. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's a bunch of limbs right above it. So this is a bit of tidbit advice from me. If you own a camper or anything kind of like that you value like that, if you park it under like a tree with limbs, if you have a really hard freezing rain, sleet like that, mainly freezing rain, you could potentially have some bad problems. Here's what happens. So the freezing rain, as you probably know, as it rains, it accumulates on tree branches and it creates a coating on that tree branch. The more you get, obviously the worse it is. Well, as that ice coats on tree limbs, it's going to cause them to get heavier and heavier and heavier, and they're going to start sagging. If any of you have been around Kentucky and stuff in the ice storm of 2009, you may know kind of what I'm going with and what I'm talking about here. As they get a lot of ice and get heavy, they start breaking off, start falling, especially if there's a little bit of wind, because the joints are getting weakened on the trees, which means it doesn't take much to make them break and fall. Now here's where I'm going with this. So you may be thinking, well, it's just a little tree limb. Isn't it just going to fall? It might hit your roof. It's not going to cause a problem. Well, it can actually. They can actually turn into what I call spears almost. So, and the reason I'm telling you this is because this happened to my grandma's camper. So my grandma's camper is parked under a big canopy of trees, like a lot of them. During the ice storm, a lot of trees got coated in ice. The limbs, as they droop down, they'll point straight down almost. If wind comes through, breaks that, they literally have so much weight that they fall straight down and will spear through your camper roof. You may be saying that can't happen. It absolutely can. It happened to my grandma's camper, and I've seen it happen to other people as well. Yeah, it can literally, what happened to my grandma's, we had multiple limbs go straight through the camper roof, like poke straight through it. They even speared so hard that a couple of them went through the floor of the camper. And this was an old metal camper, so you think they're built tough back then. So if that tells you anything with these new campers, yeah. So, and I realized I had my camper parked just like that underneath some tree limbs, and I'm like, oh no. I do not want to duplicate that, because obviously this camper is still fairly new. We just bought it, and well, I kind of like it, so I don't really want ice spears to go through the roof. So we're going to be moving the camper and getting it positioned a little bit more out in the open, at least for right now. May keep it there during the winter at least, just to be safe in case we get any more problems that come around. So yeah, that's the purpose of the video. So let's get out here and get this camper moved. First thing, obviously, you gotta do, I gotta get everything. I didn't do much since I came back from camping. I've actually been inside working just because it's been insanely cold. Oh no, I didn't bring the key. So we're going to kind of just take a look here, make sure everything's kind of, I think everything's okay. Yeah, I literally have not been here since I got home from camping. It's just been really, it's been really cold, so I just didn't really bother with it. I'm just gonna move that rolling chair right there. Everything else is probably okay. Alright, I think that's about where I want it. I keep it. Those trees behind it aren't close enough to cause a problem. So I think that's pretty good. I just gotta make sure the cords and everything reach, which they should, but just to be on the safe side, we're gonna make sure they do. Now that's your tag close on the cord. Yeah, I definitely, that's pretty much the extent of my electrical cord. It's 75 feet, so yikes. I was a little concerned. Alright, but I think that's where we're gonna park it. It's actually pretty level, which is nice. There's not much tilt to it. I'm sure there's a little bit. I'll have to adjust, but overall, not too bad. So this is gonna be its new home for a little while anyways. Alright, disconnected from the truck. Now we just gotta get it leveled up. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end it here though. Alright, so like I said, all you gotta do is level up the camper and everything. Now we got it kind of positioned. Like I said, guys, if you're expecting ice, freezing rain, even a severe storm or something like that, be wary of parking your camper underneath tree limbs and stuff, just because they can act like spears and literally go through your roof. And even just a big branch falling on your camper could cause damage. I mean, campers aren't built like a house is. They're not as sturdy, so just be careful where you park them. This was a lesson learned by me. I should have known better to park it there, but I just wasn't thinking when I brought it home from camping. Just kind of put it there. Anyway, I tried toward those under a tree or a bunch of branches. I knew there's trees there, but I didn't realize the limbs were hanging as far over as they were. So that's on me. But yeah, just a little bit of advice, because I know some people aren't aware that freezing limbs really can act as spears and can cause a lot more damage than you think they can. So just this coming from a guy who lives in an area that's very prone to freezing rain and ice. So but yeah, I hope y'all guys enjoyed that little, like I said, impromptu video. If you did, drop some likes below. Leave some comments down below, like what you think. Let me know if you're having bad weather where you're at. I'd like to know. And then of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You never know what you're gonna see on our channel. Could be videos like this, could be our normal stuff. But alright, I'm gonna hop up here. Next thing else, keep it real.